Welcome back. Now we start the program in earnest, and we're going to be looking at Professor Barth Nnaji's exit, which came to most people as a shock. So, what were the reasons for his resignation? And now that Barth Nnaji has left PHC, the power sector, he was Minister of Power. What next? We had, a few weeks ago, we had the electricity employers in the studio, and that same day, later in the same program, we had the minister, and they were both telling us different things. We don't know what the truth is, but the point remains that the president had told us about the power roadmap for Nigeria, which was the agenda that the minister was pursuing. To look at this topic with us, we have Mr. Simeon Kolawole, who is a columnist with Thisday, and the editor.
A former editor.
Oh, former?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, things are fluid. Former editor of Thisday Newspapers. And we also have Mr. Innocent Chukwu, who's a public affairs analyst. And with us on telephone will be Mr. Mansur Musa, who is the president, NUEE. Now, we're going to begin with the president of NUEE so that he can bring us up to scratch regarding all the meetings that have taken place since the minister's exit. Alhaji Musa, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Good. Good morning.
Morning.
Right. Can you just bring us up to scratch? What has been going on since, I think it was Monday? Since the minister's exit.
Tuesday?
Can you bring us up to scratch? You have been having loads and loads of meetings since Monday, since the minister resigned. Can you bring us up to scratch as to what has been going on? What decisions have been reached?
Well, yeah, we have not reached any decisions. The SDF and his team are trying to get an appreciation of what has happened or what has been happening. And I think we have discussed. They now understand the issues, and they are reaching out to our employers to actually get some more facts from them. I think, NLC and TUC leading this team, and we have not concluded on anything yet.
You say that they have now got a grasp of the issues. Can you please enlighten us more what you mean by that?
What I mean is we are talking of our exit package, which is very dear to us, and we have presented them to our employers and government, and government is looking into these demands. This is just what I think I can say for now on this.
The issue of the exit package, we were made to understand that the pension scheme hadn't operated in several years, and you were all rejecting the offer that government was making, even though you had made no contribution. Government was offering 15%, and you were all rejecting that. What is the position now?
We are rejecting the scheme, and all we are saying is they should compute our entitlements based on our conditions of service that has been in place all this time. Even as at June this month, this year, I think, they've been using that condition of service to pay all those who have retired statutorily. And that is what our demands are.
Yeah, but you all have not been contributing to that fund.
We have been paying that right from day one. And what we are saying is that they should continue to do so. I have told you that some of our colleagues who have retired statutorily even in the last month. And now they said 50,000 workers are to be disengaged from this public sector. They are to go into the private sector. If they are doing that, our employers must pay us our entitlements according to our conditions of service up to date. That is what we are saying. And they have been doing that successfully. The problem now they are having is that they have now said 50,000 workers are going to be disengaged at the go, like it is a sudden death. So they have to look for money to pay.
Mr. Musa, you're not responding to my question. I'm asking about the 15% that you were offered and your rejection of it, in spite of the fact that you did not contribute any money towards that fund.
Because it's 25%. 25% has been said as a policy purpose. And like I said, they've been using that to pay, and they have been paying. Why now that they are saying 50,000 workers should go? Why is it now that they don't have the money? And why is the argument that we have not been contributing? We have. 25% for that matter.
All right. Okay. If you say so.
Yeah.
So, I suppose there's wild jubilation in the camp now that the minister is gone.
The minister?
Yes.
Is gone. We are not against privatization. We want the nation right from day one that this man has a huge conflict of interest in the sector. They should not appoint him as the Minister of Power, because he owns Geometric Power and Abba Power Limited. He now came to take this exalted office of the power of Minister of Power. And what is happening today has been foretold by a long time ago, but the government wouldn't just listen, because I think they are in some sort of collaboration to a kind of buy up or share to themselves the PhD and assets.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Musa. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Now let's come back to the studio and look at this with Mr. Kolawole and Mr. Chukwu. Good morning, Mr. Chukwu.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. And Mr. Kolawole, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you are a journalist. What did you make of the sudden announcement of the minister that he was resigning?
Well, the issues have been on for a long time about conflict of interest. Everybody in Nigeria knew that Professor Barth Nnaji had Geometric Power Limited. It was not a secret. He was not a secret shareholder. He was the face of the company before he was appointed minister. And those issues were raised then that, look, this man was going to have conflict of interest because we are going to privatize. He's a stakeholder. He's an investor in the sector. How are we going to have a what they call level playing ground? My own argument then was, look, it is in his own interest for the power sector reform to work, because if it fails, his own company fails. His company is an investment of over $400 million. So it is not a joke. It is not in his interest for the reform not to work. And so for me, I didn't see any problem there. But I thought certain things would have been taken care of while he was being appointed. Maybe some ground rules, maybe the president meeting him and saying, well, I'm aware of this. Your company must not participate in this privatization program for the sake of, not only for us to be fair, but to be seen that we were fair in the entire process. And if a company in which you have interest is participating, there is no way we can guarantee that there will be fairness to all, there will be equal opportunity to all.
But he claimed that he had divested his interest in all those companies.
Which raises
Apparently
another...
it was more than one company.
Yeah, but it raises another issue, this issue of blind trust, in which you are supposed to be blind to whatever you are not part and parcel of whatever the decision the company is taking investment decisions, and you don't look into the account, you don't know whatever is happening there. Yeah, theoretically it can happen, but in practical terms, it's not possible. Don't let us kid ourselves. So I felt the ground rules should have been set from day one that your company cannot take part, and obviously it was not. Maybe it was just assumed that the company will not take part. It was just assumed that no, there's no way it was going to allow that. But I think it did the honorable thing by resigning. It doesn't really happen in this country often for people to resign on their own. Oh, of course, we are aware that there were.
But of course, Mr. Chukwu, there's been speculation regarding that issue. Did he jump or was he pushed? What do you think?
Well, it remains in the realm of speculation, which is an open field for people to interpret it. But my view is that it was one appointment that should not have been made, and after being made, should not have been accepted.